guys, and welcome to episode 1, which is this hanger floor here. As you can see, I have actually started the sort of wall detailing on this hanger, but we will not be going over that this episode. That will be in a future update. In this episode, I will be focusing on this hanger floor here, in particular some of the details such as this, that, and this thing here as well, including the small thing here in the back, if it focuses. There we go. So that's what the main focus will be. This will be in the next episode probably. It's pretty simple, but I'll explain why it's like this in that episode rather than the wall just continuing on there. But don't worry about that. That will be the sort of justification. You also see some of the sort of beginning underneath bits. So a bit essentially underneath this bit here to start off with in the build. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Please watch the full way through. I will be having sort of a sneak peek of some more of these sort of hanger walls for the next episode, including a few pictures, and maybe I'll slot in one technique. I'll see. But yeah, thanks for coming to, I guess, watch this video, and I hope you enjoy it. Let's start the video now. So starting off, we have here a picture, or a collection of pictures, which is the sort of underbase underneath the slot floor. And as you can see, as progression goes, I started off with a bunch of plates, and then I put on top of the plates, I put a bunch of bricks, and then on top of the bricks, I put a bunch of random sort of tiles and all that sort of jazz, in order to create a smooth sort of floor-like effect. But at the same time, I also made it in any colour just so I could put the snot floor over it and it didn't bump or anything. And now I started to build the sort of flooring, and there's a bunch of cool things involved that I built. So firstly, I built that sort of weird thing that I pointed out at the start. Then I built the sort of middle bit in the middle, which I actually really enjoy. And you'll see in the sort of later in this video, I'll be showing sort of a clips, or a collection of clips on how I built that, and a bunch of photographs as well. So watch out for that. I am going to go back and say that the snot floor actually took a lot of parts to put in, and for instance, this bit here, you can just see it just slots in. But the amount of parts it took was actually ridiculous. I had to sort out a few more parts from a bunch of my other sort of bags, because all my Lego is not sorted at all. So what you're seeing here is me just physically searching through everything. Now, sort of scattered throughout this video are a few sort of stuff that I posted across Flickr, Discord, etc. And you may have already seen them before, and here's why. Now I've gone into actually how I built that thing that you saw at the start, which was in the sort of top left corner, and it's got quite a few interesting techniques. So for instance, I'm using snots, I'm using the headlight brick, and then I'm using some brackets to create that sort of shape. On this bit here, again, I'm using some brackets, and I'm just using a bunch of tiles and plates and to create sort of a smooth kind of effect. But I'm using it in different colours, so it looks a bit sort of worn and a bit tattered. Moving on onto the next section, which I'm going to show you in just a second. There's also a classic snot part there as well. But yeah, so this part here actually has got a smooth bit there, and that's actually that just is a sort of typical sort of snot application there. Then finally onto this last bit, which has just got a bunch of brackets and snot parts again, and all fits fairly snugly together. And I'm just going to focus the camera for you guys. Alright, so yeah, and then the final bit has got another sloped part, and it fits in using snot. There's a bunch of techniques, especially here, which you're actually using tiles just to hold things together. But luckily, the final sort of view of it is actually pretty cool, as you can see here. I'm now going to explain how I built one of the other sections in this model, which is sort of in the sort of top right hand corner. Now this is a fairly basic build. Again, it's using a bunch of snot parts and a bunch of sort of really basic techniques that can really make one of your builds look really pretty cool. If I'm gonna be brutally honest, like it's all good and well doing sort of a typical sort of 2x4 sort of base, but if you can sort of get rid of that and start including patterns and different shapes inside the walls to break the monotony of a sort of a grayscale wall, then yeah, it's pretty cool. So now here's a shot here which shows the full extent of the build, and in that shot there was actually a bit which was from sort of the end. Now before, as you could see in that clip, there was actually a sort of section here which I'm actually showing how to build here, that I didn't originally include because I thought, this build, it looks good as it is, but then I thought, like I said before, it just looked a bit sort of bland, a bit plain in that area. So I said, you know what? Let's put this in here, and let's include a sort of angle just to make it look pretty cool. And the way I've done that is pretty simple. It's just making sure the shaping is right and just placing it in. And because it's on that smooth floor, then it's all done well.
So yeah guys, thank you for watching this video. As you can see, we have the fully completed build here. There's a few things here that will be added onto the actual hangar floor in the future. For instance, we have all these sort of holes here. We have crates I'm going to be adding in. We're going to be adding sort of tubing and all that sort of fun stuff. Minor other things like this thing here that I added previously. Apart from that, not really much. We have this speeder bike, which will be in a later episode, probably next episode. Looks pretty cool. And if you want, I can show a breakdown of this at the start of the next video. Feel free to comment that. And apart from that, not really much. I'll show you the minifigures I will be using in the build. They are these ones. So I'm going to take off the helmet because the helmet is kind of exclusive to this person. But yeah, essentially it's just a torso bit and then a bunch of accessories on. The reason why this guy's got a black head is because the helmet has got a black visor. And if I just put it on him, you'll see. It's got a black visor on him. But yeah, that's the sort of fig I'm going to be using. As you can see, I've got quite a few of these sort of stashed over here. We got a screen on my platform on the hangar floor now. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. The next episode won't be out for a while. It's not going to be a sort of a weekly kind of thing. It's more of if I build it and if I have the time to build it and I've made substantial progress, then I will upload a video, if you see what I mean. But yeah, here's a sort of sneak peek at the build at the time of recording this. See, a lot more has been done. There's a lot of cool techniques that I've used here as well that I will definitely be going over the video. Pretty much the only sort of major techniques I used was snot. This was a pretty cool bit. Sort of grey bit there, it's not really focusing. This sort of snot area here was quite cool as well, but apart from that, not really too much. Pretty basic sort of stuff, but there's a few things, for example, as you can see, that's just being held in place. Stuff like this, where I'm using Technic pins. Over here, I'm dealing with like half studs, etc. And it's much more interesting to watch, probably, especially that sort of round circle thing there. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap up this video now, so stay tuned for the next episode. Bye.